Om Ajnanaatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Jai Gurudev. It might be a long satsang, just as a warning. I'm going to talk about some pasurams from NammAlvar in this section of Divya Prabandham called Thiruviruththam. And this section, NammAlvar writes about a worldly love affair between a woman and man. But in this longing and all the emotions they have between each other, he actually explains the divine love, the love we have for God. And the main theme is actually pain of separation, longing, and pain. And that will be also my main theme, the pain and love, the relationship. So, I'm going to read you 9 verses because I thought they're not separable from each other. So, we need to just be patient and read together. Listen. She says, worshipped by the gods, he wears a tulasi garland, and my lovely heart goes behind him as he rides on the angry Garuḍa, carrying a fire-like discus that destroys his enemies. Nappinnai, the beautiful daughter of the cowherds who play the flute, the earth goddess and Lakshmi are with him like his shadows. Will my heart stay there looking at his beloved wives, or will it return? She says, my lonely heart was attracted to his bird Garuḍa and went behind it. I have nothing to give to him, who wears cool tulasi garlands. O cool poisonous wind, is it right for you to blow and make me shiver for the love I have for him, who drank milk from the breast of the devil Putana? Her friend says, the blowing of the cool wind is like fire. It doesn't seem to know it is the cool season. Does he send it to make wide-eyed girls become pale? Does the cloud-colored Kaṇṇan make a rule for the wind to blow so cold? He says, this beautiful wine-like girl with sharp eyes like arrows and eyebrows like bent bows shot her arrow look at me, her target. She is like the god who rides on Garuḍa, fought and conquered the asuras, and is like Yama himself, and she is like his son Kama, the god of love. Her love will take away your life. Protect yourselves. And she says, the wind blows, the rain pours down, and the clouds look like bulls fighting together. The earth is cool, and the sky has the dark color of Tirumal. Is this the rainy season that comes to make lovers suffer in separation? I don't know. She says, all that I see and hear reminds me of my beloved, the chief of the mountain. I know that he wants to go far away, crossing the large mountain of Thiruviruththam to earn wealth, and it seems certain he will go. He says, her face is like a lotus. She has shining dark eyes and lovely lips. Her teeth are like white pearls. Her eyes are like beautiful blooming koalai flowers, and she looks like a beautiful doe. She is divine like the sky. And who could bear to be separated from her? As lovely as a precious flourishing creeper. He says, "O girls, you are as beautiful as the vines in the Thiruviruththam hills in the north where Mayon stays. Even though I tell you how I suffer, you don't listen. Are your mouths as beautiful as Tondai fruit? Are you worried that if you speak, the parrots that hear you will feel shy? Tell me." And he says, "When I told her whose teeth are like white pearls, you are like Kaṇṇan's heaven. Your eyes are very special. I need to be apart from you so I could get her wealth. Her large eyes like candy fish shed tears, and her precious golden body became pale. Now, all these things keep appearing and disappearing before me, making me suffer. She says, the pale color of my body increases. The nights seem as long as aeons. My dear Kaṇṇan, who has a beautiful discus and is adorned with a cool tulasi garland, gave me all this pain because his good heart loves me. So, when I was 15 years old, it was a long time ago, so I can disclose things. I used to feel so much pain in my heart, feeling of pain, very strong. And I used to be in this summer house place, neighborhood where people go by the sea, and many friends, many young people, like we have here in Espian, running around doing all the mischievous things. And I didn't know what to do with this pain in my heart. And one fine evening, as we were getting drunk by the seaside, I just took my cigarette, which was in my hand. So I was a smoker early age. And I put that cigarette on my belly. And it did give me a lot of pain, as you can imagine. But what happened was, the pain inside of my heart was so strong that I had to express and feel it with my physical body. That's what I was feeling. So I put the cigarette on my body and kind of felt short-term relief. Yeah. And by the end of that summer, I had many marks on my body. I didn't go further than that. I haven't become like crazy masochist. But for the following 15 years of my life was very similar. The whole story was about being harsh towards my body and doing many things so that I can feel the pain which I had inside, outside, and for short term be relieved from it. And it took me 15 years until I had a chance to meet Guruji and hear his teachings to really understand what was going on. Because in that madness, or in the strength, in the intensity of those feelings, and not knowing how to deal with it, I did many things. I'm not going to go into that. But I could not explain. I could just react. I could just try to find a easy solution, which made sense to me. Or didn't make sense at all, actually, but it just worked. Yeah. After meeting Guruji and having heard these teachings, and especially Atma Kriya Yoga, because in Atma Kriya Yoga it's about using the external to divinize what we have inside, in a way. One of the things. And when I learned Atma Kriya Yoga and start to have an understanding, and then Guruji's satsang about war, about violence, that it came to my understanding that actually humans, we all have this longing. It's a very, very strong emotion, very, very strong force inside. We have this longing and we have this pain. And the thing is, how we express it defines the story, what's going on here. And in my case, I was just expressing it through a very low vibration, expressing it through an action on my body. And when people express it through anger, people express it through fight, war. Actually, in my understanding, it all comes from that. Actually, that's pain of separation of the soul, longing of the soul, which wants to be together again with the beloved. But where we search, how do we try to satiate that fire? So, with that realization, I had a lot of motivation. Then I understood I can divinize this pain. And I can express it higher. I can come here and sing. I can cry for him. I can sing for him. Instead of going and banging my head somewhere. You know? And then I can serve. I can express this. I can find higher outlets for this longing to become materialized again and relieved. Then there came an understanding, which is actually because this painting in my heart, the pain, it's been on my mind since, as you can see, a long time. And it was one of the things I asked Guruji also during online darshans, I think, about 4 years ago. Why is this pain of separation that we feel still as bhaktas? And the answer he gave, I didn't understand anything at all. But later, through his satsangs, I came to understand we are not built, human beings are not made to enjoy. We are made to serve. The story, the reason of life is not to please oneself. It is to thrive spiritually, go forward. And to go forward, pain is the part of the process. That's what brings one forward. And then my perception of pain started to switch little by little. And this, during this Guru Gita commentary, he gave a beautiful explanation, again, the relationship between pain and love. So I'm going to read you what he said. He says, "The secret of the Satguru is only known to the one who is fully surrendered, for whom life and death all have merged into the form of the Satguru. Happiness and pain have all taken place at the feet of their master. One cannot move from there. This is the state of a true bhakta. Yet who wants to sincerely embody this? Very few. Because the depth of love only has pain. We see how the gopis were, no? All the saints. Outside, when you look at them, they were all full of pain. But if you ask them, are you suffering? You see, when they enter into that blissful state, it is not to be seen on the outside. When your heart is burning with that ultimate flame of love, no one can understand that. When Mirabai's heart was burning, longing for her beloved Giridhar Gopal, do you think anybody could understand that? People were spitting on her. People were calling her so many names. No one could understand the depth of her love for Giridhariji. So that deep pain of breaking oneself for the beloved, only a true lover who knows what it is to love, knows that pain of love. Not because the beloved is asking you to love like that, but it is one's own wish. You wish to expand your heart again and again, to just love more and more. And this happens only through the pain of longing, the pain of yearning, the madness of love. All is born in that pain, and stay in that pain to shade the beloved under them. Can such a secret be told to others? Will anyone know what is happening inside of your heart? Only those who have tasted that pain of longing, yearning, the madness of love. Only those who have experienced it know about it. So he made it very clear this time when I heard this commentary, this explanation from him. And sometime this year I asked him, let me tell you this way. When I was in Vrindavan last year, I had a very profound experience, like with Banke Bihariji. And there's a satsang about it, which I explained it in detail. The thing is that it was so amazing, and beyond that experience, I was, after I came back, I was still, and I'm still, whenever I close my eyes, I see Banke Bihari. But that intensity of the grace of Radharani in Vrindavan, it was physical. It was not, it was like you can touch it in the air. You can feel her. And you can feel him, Krishna. So the biggest question in my mind after, are you going to stay with me? Because as I had this darshan, at the end of the darshan, he said, because I had this question, what now? Yeah, we always ask. And he said, as long as you stay with me, everything's going to be fine. So that was the instruction of Banke Bihariji. Yeah, he said, as long as you're with me, as long as you stay with me, everything's going to be fine. Yet when I came here, I was thinking still, because the mind, human mind, we have the best experience, we forget it after 3 months. Nothing stays on this cloth. All the colors vanish. So I was curious, and I was thinking, how is it going to be? And the one satsang I asked Guruji, when we have such experiences, how do we stay there? How can we stay high? Not like, how can we retain that experience? And he was laughing and making a reference to drugs, like staying high and stuff. And then, to me, very clearly, he explained in that satsang, that longing, one has to bear the longing. One has to know how to long for the beloved. And not go for the easy way. Not try to make it easier. Not try to take a painkiller. Not try to, not try to run sideways. When that longing hits you, you have to hold on. Only then you can stay with him together all the time. And that brings another important topic in my life, which is loyalty. I can't talk about loyalty because I'm one of the biggest losers when it comes to loyalty. But what he explained there is that, to me, it's like you have to be loyal. You have to, even if you long, you shouldn't try to make it easier for yourself. You should just let the pain work on you and write his name on your being. Because when we are in pain, when we are longing for someone, that name, that being is being written onto our being, like it becomes part of our vibration. And it might be painful, but it's going to take us closer. And as here Guruji says, it's so beautiful. You wish to, a bhakta, we wish to expand our heart. And this is exactly how I feel, even today, even after spending 14 days, 15 days with Guruji sitting next to him. As soon as he leaves, everyone is dying. Like everyone is so down. I find it like, I'm positive about it because after all these things that I explained you, where it brings me is a very positive place, actually. It's a very positive place. But he says, you wish to expand your heart again and again to just love more and more. And this happens only through the pain of longing, the pain of yearning, the madness of love. So I say, let's embrace this pain and let it expand our hearts. And then this way we can have bigger and bigger and bigger hearts to hold more and more and more of his love. Jai Gurudev. Enjoy the pain.